Hello and welcome back to the channel. Back at the end of 2016, I picked up the 13-inch MacBook Pro for a couple of reasons. One, I wanted a new updated laptop that I could use for video editing a little bit, as well as all of my everyday tasks. And two, I went with the 13-inch instead of the 15-inch because at that time, and actually at every company I've worked at since then, and that's been like 3 additional companies, that company has provided me with a 15 or now 16-inch MacBook Pro that if I get into a pinch, if I'm somewhere and I need to edit video really powerfully, really fast, they've provided me with a laptop that's really powerful to do that with that I use for my day job. So the smaller one has always been fine for me. So this is a Core i5. It has 8 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs of storage, and it was plenty fast except for the RAM, and the butterfly keys are just not good. I was actually using this up until earlier today. I mean, it's still logged in right now and everything, but as the title of the video is going to give it away to you down there, I'm trading this in toward a MacBook Air. Some words I really never thought I'd be using. But here we do have it in front of me today. This is the 2020 MacBook Air, specifically the space gray 1.1 gigahertz quad-core i5, 16 gigs of RAM. That's one of the real limiting things that I had on my previous model was that 8 gigs of RAM and anything to do with Chrome or video editing, it was just not fun. And 256 gigs of storage. That's kind of where I cheaped out a little bit. Because realistically, unless I'm editing a lot of videos, I'm not going to use that much space. And if I am going to be editing that many videos, I probably should have an external drive that's at least a terabyte with me. So I'll just start doing that. So let's open this up. Let's take a look at it. And actually, I'm going to be trading in, like I said earlier, the 2013 MacBook Pro direct to Apple. Probably not the best idea. Sorry, plastic, because for this 4-year-old laptop, they offered me $550. It looks like if I had sold it on Swappa, I probably could have gotten about $800 out of it, but then I would have had to sell it on Swappa and package it and ship it, and all the things you have to do, and possibly deal with people on the other end that are going to say, oh, it's not exactly how you described it, and it's just stuff I didn't want to have to deal with. So I'm going to give the trade-in option a shot. I gave it a shot with Samsung earlier this year with the S10. Went perfectly. Hopefully it will go with just the same with Apple. We'll see. Let's open up the new MacBook Air and give it a look. I will say, since the first MacBook Air, the original one came out, I've kind of wanted one. Just watching them put it into a manila envelope on stage, seeing how small and how thin it was, always had me interested, and I'm kind of curious to see how these compare size-wise. So this is the new space gray MacBook Air. It doesn't look all that different from the MacBook Pro. And get all this plastic off. Of course, we got paperwork with some space gray stickers. Very nice. Space gray stickers I'm never going to put on anything, but you know, you just never know. The USB-C power brick, which is a 30-watt USB-C adapter, and then the USB-C to USB-C cable. For now, I'm just not even going to use those, leave them in the box. But then finally, again, the MacBook Air. There you have the side view, 2 USB-C ports on this side. The front, very slim profile. The other side, 3.5mm jack, no USB-C ports, nothing on the back, some screws on the bottom, rubber feet, all those things you would expect out of a laptop. And I know some people are probably going to say, well, on the previous one, you had 4 USB-C ports. You see, I did have 2 on this side with the 3.5mm jack, 2 on the other side. And then on the new one, I've just got the 2. But like 99 times out of 100, when I'm using a laptop, I'm using it with power plugged in and that's it. If I'm using it with anything else, it's usually USB-C to HDMI, in which case there's a USB-C plug on that, or a dock, which gives you just anything and everything from one plug, including power. If I wanted to put multiple monitors on this, I do have a couple of LG USB-C monitors on my desk over that away. I could always plug one in and plug power in. I think you can even do power from the monitor, but I haven't tried that. Anyway, neither here nor there. Before I open this up for the first time, let's just compare. So 2016 13-inch MacBook Pro, 2020 MacBook Air. You can't even see. There's the front, the thinness. That was one of the things I was curious about. You can see the MacBook Pro is definitely a lot thicker in the front, but that's sort of deceptive. Turn it over on the side. The back, they're pretty much identical. Of course, the front is a little bit slimmer. The back side, you really probably couldn't tell one from the other. I could flip these around and you might not be able to tell the difference. And back to the fourth side. The USB ports are definitely in a slightly different place. I think I kind of like that because where these are, they're forward just a little bit, which means if you have your cord sticking out, your power cord, it's not all the way to the back of the device, which not a big deal. Just a little bit of an annoyance for me. Definitely nice to see just how slim this thing gets in the front though. And then we open it up, that signature MacBook opening, one finger, not having to use 2 hands. That's lovely. That's new. How does this come off? Huh. I haven't had the static paper stick like that before, but there you go. The other thing that is really interesting about this newer model, as I mentioned earlier, the keyboard on the old one versus the new one, these butterfly keys, Oh, that's so much better. There's definitely a difference. I've been using the 16-inch MacBook Pro as my daily driver work machine for the last couple of months, so I know what they feel like, and this is definitely, that's the feeling. I didn't love the butterfly keys before. I definitely had some issues out of the spacebar. It got stuck from time to time. I think the A key got stuck, but they all continue to work. That's why I've been using this laptop as my personal laptop for the last 4 years, but it is definitely a nice change of pace to have a decent keyboard on the laptop. And honestly, moving away from the touch bar, I can't tell you how few times I've used the touch bar. 16-inch MacBook Pro. I've never touched anything on the touch bar except for the volume controls, and having them as physical buttons again, I'm totally okay with. So this is basically my why I'm downgrading to a MacBook Air video, is that I'm okay with a lot of the trade-offs that I think I'm gonna get with this. So let me just go through and get this all set up while I'm continuing to talk and blather at length. So what sort of trade-offs am I going to be facing here? I think the SSD might be a little bit slower than the old one, but not significantly, and it's still so much faster than most external drives, except for the Samsung X5, which I've got and I love. But most other ones, they top out at like 550 megabytes a second. This one is like 1200 to 1500, something like that. Big fan. And any potential loss in terms of processing speed, I don't think I was using all the processing power I had with the Core i5 previously, so the new, more underpowered one, I'll probably get better battery life, and also I'll have a lot more RAM, so they'll kind of hopefully work together. I did hear that there are some serious throttling issues with this, so that's going to be the big concern for me, but it's not that big of a concern because, again, not using it as my primary editing machine. Most of the videos I edit, like this one that you're seeing right now, were done on an iMac. It's sitting over in the other corner of the room. It's a 2017. It still very much gets the job done. If Apple releases a new one this year, I might upgrade. Honestly, I've been considering if they release a newer Mac Mini, I might upgrade to that instead because small footprint, I've got 2 large USB-C monitors, and I could sell the previous iMac and probably make more than I would pay for a new Mac Mini. Anyway, realistically, this was just kind of an initial unboxing, early impressions, first thoughts, and hey, I'm gonna be downgrading from a MacBook Pro to a MacBook Air. Let me know what you think about that down in the comment section. So that's about as far as I'll probably go with this for today. I'm gonna finish doing the setup by transferring everything from another Mac to this one. If you wanna see a follow-up, if you wanna see how video editing works on this, let me know, but I know there's other channels like Max Yuri of Max Tech. One of his 2 channels has done several videos on video editing on the new MacBook Air. Again, specifically Core i5, 16 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage. This is the $1299 model that technically, once I do the trade-in, should be like 7 something because of the $550 trade-in if it goes through according to plan. So I think that's where I'm gonna wrap the video up today so I can finish working on this and get it to be my primary laptop of choice outside of my work laptop. But thank you guys as always for watching. If you liked the video, just sort of a quick, easy unboxing one. I'm trying to get back into doing stuff. I've got so many other videos in the works. This thing I've been trying to finish the video about unsuccessfully, and another one where I filmed it and the overhead camera turned off after 30 seconds and didn't tell me. I'm trying to get back to doing regular content, so sorry if I've been gone. If you want to get notified when new videos come out, if you want to see like when they're coming, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit the bell. The bell is the most important thing. You can tell it, send me notifications sometimes, or just all the time, or do it all the time. Please do it all the time, so that you actually get notified when my ridiculously infrequent uploads happen. I'm gonna try to get back to doing more. And hit the like button if you liked it. If you want to see more videos like this, more videos about these kind of things. I've got videos coming about, again, other things, and then cameras and lenses, and Insta360 One R just showed up, and there's like a vacuum cleaner and some smart home products and stuff. I've got a lot on my plate right now outside of my brand new day job, so really looking forward to getting back to this. Again, thank you so much for watching, for sticking around these 10 plus years I've been doing this, and I'll see you again next time. Bye, guys.